Linda McMahon, co-founder of World Wrestling Entertainment and former head of the Small Business Administration, has just been nominated by President-elect Donald Trump as the next Secretary of Education. This announcement has set off a firestorm of debate. Supporters see her as a bold outsider who could bring business acumen to reform education, while critics argue her lack of direct experience in education raises serious questions. What's the deal with Linda McMahon's nomination? And what could this mean for the future of America's schools? Let's break it down. Linda McMahon's path to this nomination is anything but traditional. After co-founding WWE, she played a key role in growing the company into a global media powerhouse. Later, in her role as head of the Small Business Administration, she advocated for cutting bureaucratic red tape and supporting entrepreneurship. But running the Department of Education presents a very different challenge. It's a role that requires navigating complex policy issues, from improving student outcomes to addressing educational inequities and managing the trillion-dollar student loan portfolio. Critics worry that McMahon's private sector background may not prepare her for these demands, while supporters argue her fresh perspective could be exactly what the education system needs. As Secretary of Education, McMahon would oversee federal funding for schools, enforce civil rights protections, and guide national education policies. Her nomination has reignited debates over school choice, a policy that advocates say empowers parents and fosters competition, but critics argue drains resources from public schools. Given McMahon's business-focused background, many expect her to prioritize alternatives like charter schools and voucher programs. However, her lack of direct education experience raises questions about her ability to handle issues such as special education funding and curriculum development, areas where nuanced expertise is critical. One comparison that immediately comes to mind is Betsy DeVos, Trump's first education secretary, whose tenure was defined by contentious efforts to expand school choice. Like McMahon, DeVos brought a non-traditional background to the role and faced significant pushback for prioritizing privatization over strengthening public schools. But McMahon's leadership of the Small Business Administration also offers a different lens. For example, her work to streamline small business loans could provide insight into simplifying the federal student aid process. Still, critics argue that education isn't just another sector. It's a public good requiring equity-driven policies that prioritize access and opportunity for all students. Linda McMahon's nomination is a clear signal of Trump's focus on outsider leadership and reform. Supporters believe she'll bring a fresh perspective to education, shaking up the status quo and encouraging innovation. But critics are concerned about what this approach could mean for public schools, particularly in underserved communities. Whether McMahon can rise to the occasion remains to be seen, but her confirmation process is certain to be one of the most closely watched in recent memory. What do you think? Is Linda McMahon the right choice to lead the Department of Education? Or is this nomination too risky for such an important role? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that subscribe button for more updates on the stories shaping our world.